Go away, or I'll call the police. Go away, or I shall unleash the dogs. Back! Back! There's plague here! Oh, all right then. What are you standing outside for? Come in. Well, there you are. You're the reporter, right? You're not what I expected. Well, I always expect a newspaper man to look bookish. You don't look bookish. In fact, you look rather distinguished. Like a geisha Woody Allen. Come in. Come in. Welcome to my sanctuary, to my studio, my world apart. You got here right on time. Actually, you're 5 minutes early. I hate people who come on time, and I hate it when they're 5 minutes early. Quick, close the door behind you. You're letting all the flies out. So, what's this interview for anyway, Putz? Why do I call you Putz? I call you Putz because I don't know your name. No, I don't want to know your name. This is an interview. It's not a relationship. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I apologize. It was a slip of the tongue. You have to forgive me. I'm exhausted. I've been traveling. I promise you I won't call you Putz. So, Schmuck, what's this interview for anyway? Oh, the New York Times. All the news that's fit to print. That's what we used to say about the great artist Goya. All the nudes that are fit to paint. I can see you've had a humor bypass. Why am I exhausted? Because I just got back from London a few hours ago. I was there doing the Muppet Show. Do you know, Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy are the two greatest actors I've ever worked with. And if you get into an argument, you can always use them to wash your car. I haven't even been home yet. I had to get a fix. I had to get paint. Some paint on my hands. Now take that stool and sit. What am I doing? I'm making you my model. You want an interview, I want a model. I don't care if you've never been a model before. It's not like it's skilled labor. You turn this way. You turn that way. You do what you're told. Now, turn to your left. Oh, but you're from the New York Times. How much farther left can you turn? Do you know, when Kate and I got married, 33 years ago, she thought I was going to give up my studio, give up painting. She thought it was a hobby, just place to pass the time. She didn't understand. Painting is my life. Oh, what a pair. She was a dysfunctional Catholic rockette from Philadelphia, and I was a dysfunctional Jewish painter from New York. When Kate and I started going out together, her mother invited us to dinner. It was her way of sizing me up. So, Kate told her that, I was Jewish and about kosher and keeping meat and dairy separate. That night, Kate's mother made us a beautiful dinner. Roast loin of pork Alfredo. You know what they say. Recipes speak louder than words. And Jewish dietary laws are very strict. Pork and shellfish can only be eaten in Chinese restaurants. My mother asked me why I wasn't eating, and I told her, oh, I had a little matzah poisoning. You want to know a secret? I've got one. I'm the stupidest man that ever lived. One night I was in a bar having a drink with an actor friend of mine, and he says to me, Z, how all my friends call me Z. Oh, I'm so miserable. I'm not working. I don't know what to do. And I said to him, hey, I'm not working either. And he says to me, well, you're blacklisted. The blacklist. No, we have to talk about it. If we don't, it will happen all over again. We can't be governed by fear. That can't happen. We have to remember what happened to people. That time in America cannot be forgotten because it was the subtlest and the most insidious of all exterminations. They said they were trying to eradicate the communists. But communist equaled liberal, and liberal equaled Jew. That committee of lily-white Protestants marched us in front of their firing squad of fear, and they pulled the trigger on our lives and our work. It was an intellectual final solution to eliminate thought. They couldn't kill our bodies, so they'd already done a damn good job of that. So they decided to obliterate our minds, and they targeted Jewish minds. Yes, they did. You want to know about Phil Loeb? You got it. Phil was the brightest, most intelligent, kindest, funniest human being I ever met on this earth. Everybody loved Molly's husband, Jake, from the Goldbergs because they could see his goodness shining through. The entire country could see it, shining through a 12-inch television screen. Phil Loeb lived his life practicing the greatest principle of America, that all people were created equal and they deserve to be treated that way. Even actors. Outrageous! Do you know what his un-American activities were? He was fighting for black actors to have the right to use the same stage door as white actors. He was fighting for equal pay for men and women, for paid rehearsal time, hot running water in the dressing rooms. Oh, horrible, despicable. And that committee subpoenaed him, and they blacklisted him, and they destroyed him. And then all of America sat back and said, oh, of course he shouldn't work. He's evil. He's the Jewish devil. And the man lost everything. And Kate and I took him in, and he lived with us. We cared for him. We clothed him. And we fed him. And we watched him disintegrate. Then one morning, Kate made him breakfast, and he put on his coat and said, "Bye-bye," and he checked into the Taft Hotel, and he jumped out the window. Do you want to talk about your stars on the sidewalk? How about when they're broke, and they're broken, and they're covered with blood? How about when they have nowhere else to turn except an 18th story window? The House Un-American Activities Committee. What a joke! That was no committee. That was an inquisition. That wasn't an investigation. It was a massacre. And they killed him. They killed my friend. They murdered him. And you know who was next on their hit list? Me. They were coming after me. Me. And I was terrified. Is that what you wanted to hear? Is that what you came here for? Good. You got what you wanted. This interview is over.